Getting started with personal finance, it can be a challenge. It can be overwhelming, especially if you grew up in a home living paycheck to paycheck, or money was kind of looked down upon, or if, like most people, you just weren't taught what to do or how to do it. It can be difficult. But let's be real, as an adult, it's up to you to start to figure these things out if you want to build something for yourself, for your future, or if you want to build something for the next generation and for your kids. It's up to you to figure it out. Now, while it is tough to get started, it does get easier and easier and easier as you start to go along. But can I say, if you are going down this journey, I'm super proud of you, especially if you're somebody who has a bad relationship with money, or it's stressful, or there's a lot of guilt involved. Because money for a lot of people can create a lot of anxiety. So taking this first step to start to figure it out, kudos to you. And things are just going to get better and better as long as you just continue striving and going down this path. But like I said, getting started is oftentimes the toughest part. Like, what do you do first? How do you jump into things? For most people, it's kind of overcoming the anxiety or the fear of the unknown when it comes to personal finance, or the fear of making a mistake. And that's why for a lot of people, the very first place to start when it comes to personal finance is it's a mindset change. And I'm not talking about, think happy thoughts, or, just hope and you'll make a lot of money. No, I actually mean that we need to start reframing our perspective and thinking differently about money, especially if you grew up in a home where money was looked upon as a bad thing, or it's always caused stress in your life. We need to start reframing our perspective to think about, well, what can money actually do for us in a positive light, and understand that, money is just a tool. It shouldn't have control over your life. It shouldn't be something that dictates everything you say or do. It's just a tool, but it's a tool that can be used for positive things like ministry, serving, giving money, or doing things with your family, or just building so you have a happy retirement. So it really starts with the mindset and reframing our perspective that money's not a bad thing. And going beyond that from a more practical standpoint, you really got to start by knowing your numbers. How much money do you have coming in every month? How much money do you have going out every month? Without understanding these numbers, it's going to be really hard to manage anything with your personal finances. This is really about understanding your numbers so you can create a budget and really start working towards your actual goals. Now, I know for some people, budget's kind of like a bad word because it feels restrictive, but it's really, for a lot of people, especially getting started, it's the foundation of everything you're going to do, because it's going to allow you to dictate where your money's actually going. It's not a bad thing. It's just telling your money, hey, I have this much money coming in, I have this much going out, and with my budget, I'll be able to say I want to give this much towards retirement, or I want to pay off this amount of debt. And a budget is just a way to keep those things in alignment so that you can make sure that you're able to reach your goals. And I know you might be thinking, well, I don't even know what my goals are yet. And that's fine. And that's where understanding your numbers is going to come into play. Because once you look at what's been your income coming in, what's been your expenses going out, how much debt do you have, how much do you have in retirement, all those things, understanding your numbers is going to allow you to start shaping what your goals are. And we'll actually talk about this in my next video to kind of dive a little bit deeper into goals and priorities. But really, it starts with understanding your numbers, and that's going to help you start to shape what your goals and priorities are for the future. And at this stage, a lot of people benefit from having somebody in your corner. Now, if you have somebody who you know who's really good at money, like grab that person. But for a lot of other people, having a financial coach like myself or a financial counselor, I know a lot of credit unions sometimes will have a financial counselor if you belong to the bank that you can go talk to for free. They'll help explain, savings and debt and credit and all of that stuff. And that's a great place to start. These services can help you kind of wrap your mind around the basics and help you start building a plan for the future, and then even how to even start working through that plan. So it's really good. If you're like, hey, I need somebody, reach out to a financial coach, reach out to a financial counselor. They should be able to help walk you through this process to lead you to achieving your next goals. Now, I know all this can feel overwhelming, but you're already doing such a great job. You've already made it this far. You've already got the courage to either you stopped and watched something on Facebook, or you're searching things on Google or YouTube, or even asking ChatGPT. And it's a great place to start. You're already doing such an amazing job. So don't give up on yourself when it starts getting difficult. Tell yourself you can do this. And then sit down and start to figure out your numbers. Whether you got to print out your bank statement, whatever, start to figure out your numbers. And based on these numbers, start creating whatever goal it is. If you're like, hey, I have a lot of debt, well, start looking at that. If you're like, I want to save for the future, for retirement, with those numbers, you'll see how much you can save for the future. And again, I want to encourage you to reach out to either myself, a local financial counselor, another financial coach, or somebody you trust, that if you're really struggling through this process, they can help you get from point A to point B to point C and so on. But if this type of information is helpful, please let me know. Either shoot me a message or like it or leave a comment. I want to continue providing practical advice that you can use. So let me know if this type of content is really helpful. Thanks.